Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
Flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
All right, kids. So today we have got a very awesome strain. This is Clementine, right?
It is Clementine.
And it's really good. So we're doing it. And now, awesome. This is a disc. Well,
no, it
is a
live resin.
Live resin. It's a live resin. And
cannabis-derived terps.
What's been really cool about this is we had another one. It just didn't do very well.
Yeah.
It was probably more dirty disty than most of the dirty disties you can get in a dispo.
Yeah, but
say that 5 times fast.
Right. But what they had said as well was that they, with the newer hardware, it's all computer programmed. And it was programmed hotter. And so it was like, yeah, that would make sense if you were coughing, if it was doing that. Because especially with dirty disties, you notice that a lot more with not having that temperature control.
Oh, especially with those.
Yeah.
That's why you should never blink your disties.
You know.
The coils just turn it dark brown.
It's even, I saw this person doing a gravity bong with a water bottle and a pen, like a 510 thread. And I'm like, well, but the problem is you're probably either creating a blinker to do that or multiple blinkers to fill it. Like, that doesn't, it's kind of like the Zenko Duo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're burning that atomizer and just really, the concentrate in that just tastes like shit.
Well, that's why flour didn't taste good. That's why dab didn't taste good in that thing. It because of that platform they have. It's not your typical ceramic bowl that your bangers that you can use, and it's this like flat, very like
coils
cat tongue.
Yeah,
it's like a cat tongue feel. It's really spiny.
I thought it was.
I've had those.
Coil. Oh, the Zenko Duo. I thought was the coils.
Zenko Duo. Yeah, but then the other one, the cheaper version that we got.
Oh, what was that one that they sent out? It was
something Tron. We'll call it Megatron.
Yeah,
something Tron.
It's Megatron.
Yeah, Megatron.
Metatron
with wings. But yeah, dude, it just, I don't know. The last one was just so much harder to, but this one of the things has been great. The flavor profile has been amazing on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, one of the things that you really get is when you get an actual live resin disty. Well, I don't call them, well, they're disties because they're in a tube. But when you get a live resin extract.
Live resin cart.
Dude, they're so good because you can taste the actual meaning behind it. When you get, like this one with Clementine, there's slight citrus hints of orange. Slight orange.
It's Tangie and Lemon Skunk.
Oh, dude.
Is the strains that Clementine has made.
I love Lemon Skunk.
Right. I like Tangie, too.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those are fantastic strains.
Tangie is a really popular one within edibles, carts. Mm-hmm. I don't see a lot of flower, though.
It's been ages. Honestly, the last orangey kind of one that I remember having was Orange Florida. Florida oranges.
Florida oranges.
Or Orange Florida. It was...
I'm sorry.
Damn.
It caught me.
It was the most like orange citrusy flavor, but it was a live rosin from Montana.
Ooh.
And it had amazing flavors, but it was... Yeah.
See, that's one of the great things is that where you're at geographically, like really pay attention to the terpenes and all that one. And then if you visit somewhere else, which in the future we will be doing that, and that would be so great to be able to compare and contrast based on geographical area. You know, it'd be a crazy one, and it'd only be like if there was no war there, which is impossible, but to go to Afghanistan and see the weed that they got out there.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine they have really fantastic stuff because I'm sure Afghan Kush comes somewhere from out in that area.
It comes from the Indus Valley, and that's where indica comes from. And that's so... But, dude, it's been used for so long. Like, I could only imagine, like, I don't know. I think that the flavor profiles would be so much more robust.
Yeah.
The smells would be that stronger. Trichromes would be stronger in the purest sense because, again, it goes back to it's not so much on percentage. It's based on cannabinoids and terpenes.
And everything.
Right.
If it grew in its original region and its, like, original climate, would it be the best form of that version?
Well, and the elevation too, because I know that changes not only like the profile of what you'll have, but also the physical characteristics of the plant because it's adapting to the soil, and that's what's really important. It's like getting real super high grade craft weed like that guy we had on the podcast, Nick, where, I mean, I still would love to see that stuff growing weed.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
I don't know what's coming.
It still gets a little tickle way down here sometimes with this.
Okay, I was making sure because I've been smoking my bong lately, and
I just figured it's a
I got to stop doing that.
It's not bad. This one supposedly won the 2015 High Times Cup second place in Michigan.
So is this an indica-leaning hybrid? Or
it's
is
a sativa-leaning hybrid.
I was about to ask that because I feel great, but I also feel slightly sedated, and the live resins always kind of hit me a little bit heavier in the body.
Yeah, it's a very... So this is supposed to be euphoric, happy, focused.
Oh, I love this.
And like very relaxed, uplift. It's a fantastic strain.
Last night I had strawberry shortcake in the edible form in those sugar highs.
Okay.
Not a good idea at night. It's a sativa-leaning hybrid.
Okay.
And I ended up getting really antsy, and my brain would not turn off.
Did you smoke something different to kind of...
Yeah, I did. So one of the best strains that I found in my portfolio is Durban Poison is a great neutralizer.
Okay.
If you are just not enjoying the feeling that you're feeling, it's so middle of the road, more sativa leaning, but it's not as like heart race inducing. Like I can feel Clementine is very a caffeinated feel right now. My body feels like relaxed.
Yeah.
But my brain is very alert, and it almost makes me feel like antsy. It was funny. My mom watched our episode with Amber, and she's like, dude, your foot is going nuts. And I'm like, yep. And the reason why is because ADHD, here's my theory on ADHD. It's a primal instinct that those people have. There are farmers, and then there are hunters. And hunters are constantly moving. Like the only time that I
used to twitch my foot. I still do sometimes, but I used to do it way more.
No, I am locked in. I'm always looking.
Even when I have, I mean, often on the show, if I have a lighter in my hand or a pen in my hand, I'll spin it, I flip it around, I move it,
Dude, you could tell the range.
fidget.
if I have a sativa, my foot goes nuts. When I have an indica, it's not as bad. The only time that I'm not fidgety is when I need to be on point. When I worked pretty much as security for the state hospital for 10 years, I did never fidget. I was on point. In training martial arts, I never lose focus. I'm there. I'm working. If I'm rolling on the mat, if I'm sparring, if I'm doing something, I am there. I never get bored. But when I'm in a bored state, my mind's like scanning, and my body's like, are you ready? Because we're ready. We'll go right now. Just let me know. We'll do it. And that's how it feels. And last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, let's go. Let's do things. You want to do this? Hey, here's a good idea. Why don't we talk about it with chat? No, that'll keep me up longer.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I was like, I smoked a bunch of Durban Poison, and then I fell asleep around 2:30.
Oh, okay.
But the shitty thing is like, and that's again too, like with live resins are the closest to, I'm okay still, but the live resins are the closest to
flower.
Like wax too.
Yeah. And
that's the other thing too. What's great about something like this that opposed to what I have. So I have my little squeeze box, the honey stick.
Oh yeah. That you put the concentrate in.
And I just don't like the feel of concentrates on it. I've tried multiple different temperatures. It is a good, hey, we're going to go out, go to the movies, and we want to be a little high. Let's take this because I'm just not into pens.
Yeah.
Totally get it. I think it's a great alternative. I don't cough with my honey stick.
Yeah.
Ever.
I wonder if it's better with like the purest, like live rosins and that.
Like the ones where you put into the banger and when you go to clean it out, it's gone.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, I love those.
So that's what I'm wondering if those would be the best for that type of device, because I noticed that depending on the concentrate, even when I had the one that was, oh God.
Gotta have more of this.
Wow, I kind of think diamonds with sauce. When I had that one, I put that in there and I noticed that the sauce would disappear real fast, and then the diamonds, I'd have to adjust the temperature range in order to even get that to melt. Like,
that's cool. Like you've got to go. I would do the same thing with sauce with diamonds because I would have to go through multiple sessions.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I had to charge my e-rig because I was like, but it was great because the flavors stayed.
Yeah. This one really surprised me. It said that it may relieve bipolar disorder.
That's a pretty strong claim.
Yeah, that's one of the main, like their very first thing listed on here is bipolar disorder, and then chronic pain, and then depression, fatigue.
You know what I like that they
headaches.
changed here? The trees.
Oh, it's because it's that one.
I know, but I love the idea behind the trees. Like this whole design is really it's better. I like it's black.
Yeah.
It's less conspicuous.
Well, the higher end ones are just that. So the higher end ones they design with the pine trees because the name is pine trees and these pine trees terpenes and stuff like cannabis derived. So it's just different.
It's a different type of dry mouth too. It doesn't hit you in the mouth. It hits you in the throat.
Yeah.
Which is really strange.
I wonder if it's a citrusy, like that really citrusy note. Because mine's way down here, like at the base of my throat and stuff. And I'm like, what
right
the
here.
hell?
But it's cool. Now, this is the great part about it. So what would be a quick way to be able to do that, to kind of alleviate that one? That's something I've actually been doing more. I like to smoke a good amount before I go to the gym, especially if it's like a really hard leg day. I'm hitting an indica because I want the pain relief. Mm-hmm. Now, it's been a catch-22 since I started on testosterone. I've been way stronger, like when I was a 21-year-old kid. But the crazier thing is that when I have the weed in me, it's like I got super steroids or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I just go. And my mind is able to... The reason why I love using cannabis when I work out is because I can focus more.
I move slower and more focused through
And more
my movement.
intent.
Yeah.
And I don't time my time like, I have to be 30 seconds before my body's ready. When my body's ready.
And it's like way more intentional on my workout. And I feel
it's more
like,
intense.
Yeah. So
it's like sex. It's like
oh my
sex.
God,
If you're really fucking high, like you can't just be buzzed. You got to be high. And when you're high and you have sex,
nothing exists outside of that moment.
You're tired.
Yeah.
The next day, even though you got 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep, you're just like, oh. That's the best. And that's why, like when you're getting it, and that's why I would always stress that, guys. Like, I mean, for Brandon and I, we're like, dirty disty, that's cool. I mean, we'll even eat a hot dog from Costco. I'm not above that. I mean,
it's not
pinch,
my favorite.
It's not my favorite, but if I had like $2 and I need to get a meal, I'm going to Costco.
That's probably a good idea.
You get a big hot dog, you get a drink. Why not? Right? That's disties, though. I dare say, like, if you have the opportunity, and I know it's going to be a little bit more expensive in your dispo, your plug may be able to help you out. I know that ours do, but I would really recommend by making sure that you get a live resin.
It lasts longer.
I feel better.
Yeah, and
I feel less icky.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
Well, because it's not as synthetic. You don't get most disties have plant-derived terps. And plant-derived terps, well, they are so close, and that the effect is still not quite. And again, most disties, when you distill down everything
one more. This is awesome.
and remove so much of the plant. So you don't get the same entourage effect that you would because you're having a distilled product.
Dude, it's like in that episode that we had where we smoked that J.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I felt great for 4 hours.
You know, it was sad. I actually tried a J yesterday because I was like, oh, man, got some time. I did my lawn stuff. I'm going to sit out back and smoke a J. And I pulled out my Happy Camper because I thought, I'm going to use the carbon filter that I have and just do it through there.
Smooth. Less heat.
It was incredibly smooth.
Did you freeze it first?
No. But I didn't feel like I was as high. But then I also was talking it out with Emily last night. And I was like, oh, maybe it's because I started weeding the garden. And so I didn't sit and puff it the whole time. I set it down, let it burn out, came back to it, lit it again. That's a bad idea. But so then I was like, I mean, it was nice. And I got, half the garden weeded. But at the same time, I was like, oh, it didn't feel quite the same as even when we were just on the episode, sitting, puffing, passing it back and forth. And I was like,
that's fucking funny, dude.
So for more efficient use, I should have sat down, puffed the whole thing, and then done my gardening.
Dude, I mean, the way that
garden before you garden.
The way you talk about smoking weed in that situation is like watching an ADD little kid, like eat a meal. Like you put chicken nuggets, he's like run around, do stuff, come back, eat kind of it. And I like when you said that, it made me cringe because I'm just like, no, dude, you can't do that. The cannabis needs your attention.
I love
needs
that.
Your time.
The cannabis needs your time and attention.
Yeah, dude, don't give it a little bit because I am like,
it's the intent. Like if I sat down,
100%
that, but I was doing too much at the same time. I was listening to an audiobook, I was doing that, and then I'm like, oh, I can start weeding, I'll do this. And then it was just like a continuous, I had all of these to-do list things that I was like, oh, I'm going to do all this. And the joint was just, hey, I'm going to do this. And then my mind was like, wait, but what about this and this? And so then I just started doing, and sometimes I just need to go, hey, sit down, chill the fuck out, smoke this joint.
And that's truly what it is. Like every time I feel like I got to hurry, I creamed out.
You creamed out?
Oh my God.
Wow. Do you need to change your pants?
You know what? I would say edit that out, but that's got to stay. Yeah. All right. So I cleaned out my MJ arsenal. I got some
big
Zep.
Difference.
Got Zep. Yeah. And also too, like real quick, dude, guys, and cleaning your glass, it's like $13 for a fucking
gallon
and a half or 1.5 gallons. It is, and you will not go through it as much as you think you are. Plus, the way that I sold it on my wife, it's great for cleaning glass top stoves.
Oh, it works for doing. Really?
Yeah,
you use your glass top?
What I did is I dilute it half and half in a spray bottle, and
that doesn't fuck up the glass top.
Not at all. Not at all. It won't, because it's not abrasive. Okay. And I sprayed it on because it's so hard to clean that from grease.
Yeah,
Dude, you should see my fucking stove.
Things and
I clean, and this is a high thought. I'm like, I wonder if because the backsplash of your yours is open. Mine is like it's got a wall and then this stupid fucking shelf and then a gay ass thing up on top for a microwave. And it's old school house, so I'm like all of the backsplash, grease, dude. I sprayed on a paper towel.
Yeah, that would wipe it off.
And it was dry to the touch after. So I was like, this is the best clean. I just told my wife, I'm like, if something's not coming out, use that.
I actually have, it's been probably at least a year since I bought it because I've been using 99% ISO because George Jetson, you can't use Zep or any other soap or cleaner. So I've strictly stuck with ISO just for that. And because of that, I don't really clean any other glass. And I figure like the venti and stuff that I clean like that is also probably really good with ISO.
No, only.
Do you use that on your air vapes?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I only use ISO.
Yeah.
And the only reason why is because of one, I use 90% or higher. If I can get 99%, I'll do it because it dries super fast.
I go on Amazon. There's this one. I'll put the link below. It's literally like $7-8 for a big thing of it.
Yeah, I got some of that.
And
dude,
it's 99%.
I got one of those during the pandemic, and it cost me $30.
Oh, yeah. That was such a
Remember that bullshit?
Expensive. Yeah. It was insane.
But no, I used it because I do a lot of small electronic repair. And when you clean, like most of the time what I've learned is that if you just clean it, it'll work. Like I ever tell you about that time where my son, I think it was Max, and Max was like 5 or 6, or no, it was the twins. They were like 3 or 4. And one of them just took a glass of water and poured it right on her Mac.
Oh no.
It was closed, but still.
Yeah.
And then when she got it, I came home and she was bawling. She's like, I turned it on. It stayed on for a little bit and it shut off. I'm like, what happened? She told me. I'm like, all right. So I started going through Google. And then I find a forum on Reddit, and then I was like, oh, cool. So I got a really soft toothbrush, some 99% ISO, opened it up to the motherboard,
on the rusty
just scrubbed it on the motherboard, dried it off with the microfiber, and dude, that thing still works today. It can't, dude.
Holy shit.
That thing still works, and it still runs really well. The only thing bad about that MacBook, it's too old. It can't update anymore. Even mine's getting to that point where I can't update it. No, I can't update it anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my 2015 MacBook
Air.
Yeah, it's...
Damn.
But the thing is I only use it for writing.
So it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. We were trying to do taxes or whatever we could, and we couldn't do it on my Mac. It's like, you need to have this OS.
Browser. Yep. And
I'm like, oh, fuck. So I had to go downstairs to my son's gaming...
One to do it.
Yeah, because, I mean, it'll work on Windows.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter what Windows it's running on. It'll fucking work. But now I was just like, downside of Apple, whatever. But then I was just like, yeah, but my system is old. And I was just like, I mean, it's so old that I can't leave it on the I can't leave it off the charger longer than a half hour.
Oh, wow.
Or I got to plug it back
so
in.
Your battery's shot.
But I've worked on it. I've replaced the fan. I've replaced battery.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I love that it lasts so long. That's why I won't change out my iPhone. because it still works. It's a little slower. It's not my favorite on some things, but I don't care. It still runs. None of my Androids would last longer than a year. None of them.
They'd all go so slow. Like, what the crap?
And then you get the guys over there going, well, you know why it's not working? Because you are not refreshing. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do all that shit.
Oh, but
I know.
I would even go through and clear stuff and do that and get the apps, and it would still be slower. I'd try to open the app or open the camera and something, it'd be like, dun, 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 dun. And I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs going, all right, come on, Grandma, we can get there.
That's what, like, do you remember the Note, the Samsung Note?
Mm-hmm.
I used to love that thing.
I never liked, after the first Android I had, I went straight back to Apple because I realized, holy shit, even though the hardware is better, it doesn't work as seamlessly. It doesn't work as fast. It doesn't work as smooth. In fact, my iPhone would work better even after a year or two than my brother's Android or something after 3-4 months. And I'm like,
right?
Cool.
The shittiest thing about my phone right now is the memory space. Like, if I had more memory, I'd be fine. That's the thing I hate Apple doesn't do on their phones, upgradable memory.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
A SIM slot that you could do it.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But I get it. Everybody's trying to make a buck, but...
Well, and now they force everyone, they're like, oh, you can do it on the cloud and get cloud storage, but then you're paying subscription every single month versus putting a memory card that's a one-time purchase in.
I had to upgrade my Apple One, but it's not a crazy price, but if you think about it, if millions of people are doing it, no wonder why Apple's making so much fucking money. And your iCloud stuff, dude, it is on default. It is built into the OS to constantly ask you to upgrade. Mm-hmm. It's not online. It's built into the OS, because my dad's like, I don't know why they keep telling me this. And I look at his phone, and he's got like total of like 83.4 gig of storage, and he's used a total of 5.
Yep.
I'm like, it's dumb.
That's funny.
Dude,
I don't know.
Clementine, fantastic strain.
Really nice.
I would be really curious to hear about flower. I have never, ever, ever had it in flower. I've had it in Eddie's, Disty's. I've had it in this amazing contraption.
Now, here's a question.
No, but we've had Clementine in Dab. I know we've had Clementine in Dab.
I feel like we have.
Yeah.
I feel this a lot in my jaw.
Yeah.
A lot. Like almost a tightness in my jaw.
The one thing I did notice at first, it gave me a little bit of racy heart for just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel any now.
But it is, again, and I don't get anxious any. Matter of fact, after I got off Zoloft, I feel like I can feel this more.
Oh, okay.
Because my serotonin isn't being uptick artificially anymore.
Well, and I wonder if there's other things like it binds or like adheres to, that receptor in some way that causes the cannabis not to bind in the same way.
Yeah.
That maybe just alters the experience or the feeling for you. I don't know. I've not been on any type of medication for a decade.
No, I mean, and I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I don't know.
I see there's good things with it.
Everyone at home, like if you're on another type of medication, have you gone off of it? Have you, had different types that you've switched between?
Have you felt a difference at all?
Yeah. Do you notice that?
Because I know people who don't.
Do you notice that cannabis? Do you feel a difference of like the experience with cannabis when you're on it or off of it, or
I smoke less when I'm off. No, I smoke less when I'm on.
Okay.
But I smoke more when I'm off if I'm stressed. Mm-hmm. Now we both live in stressful lives, in stressful worlds, just like everybody else, right? But I've compartmentalized it so much that now I'm starting to be able to take a breath, and I still smoke a fuck ton. And my wife asked me yesterday, and this is for you guys. She says, I noticed you're smoking a lot. Are you okay? I said, no, I'm really stressed. I know that we're out of the woods kind of, but right now I just need this to regulate me so I don't turn into an asshole, because every little thing was setting me off. Not because I was angry. It was just because I was really, really, like, we need to take stock of that. You're going to be sensitive. You need time to decompress, even from good things. When good things come, it's because you've been dealing with shitty things forever, right? Whether it's a relationship, money, job shit, like, eventually it's going to break. And
even if
this has
something
kept
changes,
me from losing my shit.
Going, oh, hey, here's this moment that changes. Well, just because that moment changed doesn't mean that every other thought and second that led up to that is instantly gone.
100%.
And that you're like healed or cured, and you're like, oh shit, look, the cripple all of a sudden gets up and can jump and click his heels, and you're like, wait, what? Like, yeah, this came through. I'm all of a sudden like, nothing ever happened. And I think it's okay to go, hey, still having time to go, hey, I'm still navigating, getting back to okay, getting back to my normal, figuring out what that looks like.
But I'll tell you, man, like if it wasn't for cannabis, I don't think I would be as introspective right now. I don't think I'd be able to keep myself more self-aware, not calm. My calm comes from me. Nothing can enhance my calm. But I have to make that conscious decision that I will be okay. But the other part is that what I've loved about cannabis, especially this Clementine, I love this because of how it is. And that's why I will go to my grave. Live resin is, if you're going to have it in this form, in a cart, it honestly just needs to be that way.
Yeah. Live resins, they're way better experience. And you just, yeah.
But the thing is it stays like this one. It stays closer to the actual plant, which is not just respectful to the plant, but it's respectful to you. So you know what's coming down the pipe. You know what you can use it for. And in starting to look at that, right? Like it was really cool, dude. A guy in my neighborhood, he's been the sweetest guy ever. He'd like, when we had no money, no nothing, he would just go to do Costco runs for me. He would just text me. He's like, hey man, what do you need? I'm like, nah. And he's like, didn't ask if you want it.
Incredibly kind.
And he came to me at the gym. I always see him with his daughter. He's in his like late 50s. And he's like, hey man, I'm on a CPAP. I said, oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. He's like, I can't sleep with this stupid thing on my face. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't think Darth Vader really slept for a while. I mean, that thing must have been super uncomfortable. And he just laughed and he goes, yeah, I'm just thinking like CBD. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I got you. I'm going to get you some gummies and I'm going to cut it and dose it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to kind of take a diary going, okay, this is how I'm feeling about a half hour. This is how I'm feeling about an hour. And then start adding to it. And they were like, I cut those little greens, the sleepy greens. I cut them into 4 pieces. Okay. That's how small.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing like 2. And I'm like, okay, good. We're learning. So I was like, he ran into me at the gym a couple days ago and he's like, yeah, just like I went through all those and here's what I felt. And I'm like, okay, we just need to increase the dose and that way you'll stay asleep longer. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, but I'm like, don't worry about it. I got you. I gave him like 4 greens and put them into 4s. And I said, have it at this time, eat this with it, and then let me know how it works. And I wrote it on the bag, like almost like a prescription, like what time to take it, with what. And you know what? It was really cool because I ran into him a couple days ago and he was just like, dude, best sleep ever. He's like, thank you for doing that. I said, cool. Now that you're starting to figure out, go through all those, get close to it. When you got 1 left, let's get your medical card and let's take you to the dispensary and you can pick out and now we know what you want. Yeah. He's like, I was just so afraid I was going to get high. And I'm like, why would you be afraid about being high? Like, I don't know anybody. I mean, other than when you don't experience it, but you'll get it. It's all
the stigma that comes behind it of like, I don't want to get high because high equates to bad or
doing bad things.
All the things that you've learned about, like, this is your brain on drugs. Oh, I don't want to be stupid. Or,
I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, for the stupidest shit, right? And I was like, yeah. And I said, once you let go of that, like the first thing you say, and he goes, why is this illegal? That's exactly what he said to me. I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is amazing. And I'm like, I know. And I said, and you got bad knees too, right? And he goes, yeah. And I said, there's strains that'd be really great for just pain. Yeah. And you don't have to go to sleep. And he goes, all right, I'll go through these ones and let's get a card. He's like, would you go with me? And I said, I would love to go with you.
Yeah.
I would love to go with you. I'll help you plan it out and you can go in there and sound smart. He's like, you can't come shop with me? No, it's gay. It's so gay here. But that's the dumbest thing. Like, no chocolate and you can't shop with somebody.
They've let me go, but I can't buy anything.
Yeah.
I can go, so when I've gone with Emily, if I buy something, I have to go with a different person. So I can't go with the same person they're going, so we can't go together. But if I'm just not spending money, but just going with her, I can go and comment and go, oh, what do you get?
Okay,
like,
that's smart. Okay, thank you for telling me that.
At least that's my experience was when I went down there.
I think that's probably what it is, because I know you would ask a shitload of questions, and then you would be really frustrated with them and tell them why. And I'm like, yeah, it's a stupid fucking thing. Yeah. So, no, that helps. That's awesome. Yeah, what do you guys have to do on that one? Well, anyways.
Yeah.
Clementine, check it out. Real quick, we didn't go into terpene profile. I know, right? How the fuck did I do that?
So terpinolene, myrcene, and pinene are the most.
Oh, dude, no wonder why. Yeah, that's why my heart went up at first.
Terpinolene
And pinene typically will raise but not hardcore. Not like hard osamine or caryophyllene. Those ones will, like a really deep indica.
Yeah.
With those, they get my heart racing. But not anymore now because I'm more aware of it. I think that's because I'm like you, where I used to be really freaked out. I'm like, I can't eat a 50 milligram edible. That's too much.
Yeah.
I could eat 2 and I'll be okay. I'll be really high.
Yeah. That's kind of what mine hit at a point. It was like, I'll be high, but like, I'll actually be just fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
And then I did that and I was like, okay. And it was in those moments that I experienced like zero pain. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is so nice.
Yeah.
But for me now to get that high would take a ludicrous amount. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, and that's just like kind of like every once in a while. That's like, last night I ordered a pizza. I haven't ordered a pizza in 6 months.
Where'd you get it from?
Papa John's.
Okay.
Because it's disgusting and amazing. And I fucking loved it. It was great. It was fucking great, dude. I loved it. And the reason why, it was just like every once in a while, that's okay to do. But the thing, like, when I asked my wife last night, I was like, hey, we should get something to eat. And she's like, because we have money? I'm like, no, because let's just do it once. I was like, I cook a lot. But again, when I cook, my family's different. They act different. They're nicer. They're kinder. When we eat that, dude, I never feel good after.
No. You feel gross after, like, and it stays
kind of greasy.
You. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the grease is on
almost.
your skin.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like
it's weird.
inside.
Oh.
Just, yeah. I never feel really good after I do that.
And that goes the same with cannabis, guys. Like a disty is literally like fast food. You're going to get your live resins. This is pretty good, right? This is like a meal prep thing. It's good. It's homemade, but it's still not the best from fresh. And the fresh is always the flower.
Yeah.
Flower and dab. Like if you have those, it's an amazing feeling. Guys,
meal prepping really isn't that bad.
No.
So.
Meal prepping, hey, you got to go on the go. You got to get your protein somehow. But this thing is really good, man. I'm so glad. Thank you for bringing this on the show. Guys, go check it out. Terpene, everything like that. Look at it. Go to our socials. Subscribe on there.
Yeah.
We're trying to grow our YouTube, man. Go over there. Just subscribe. It's not going to cost you anything. You're not even going to look at it. You're not going to. Just do it.
Or go watch it there.
You know what? Set up 4 accounts and go subscribe. Come on. Give us a help.
Love you guys.
Love you.